We're
The
live.
stream is live now.
We're live now.
I hit the background music, but forgot to hit the go live button. Okay, we're in.
So no
Welcome
30-second intro.
To another
First
episode of Off Centered, featuring myself, Michael Hambone, Neo Cards and Comics, and flipping Thomas Jefferson Steve. We are back again.
Thomas Jefferson.
Steve's pissed and fired up. Actually, I was trying to
No, I'm
start.
not. I'm in a great mood. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
You're making stuff up again.
So I asked him, I was like, does my lighting in here look a little soft or it looks off? And I was like, you know what? I'm going to take one of the light bulbs out from up like on my lamp thingy. And he's like, oh no, just clean your laptop, camera thingy lens. And so I did that. And now all of a sudden it's like, 4K.
Now you're like 720p.
Mine's too bright.
I was like,
My
All
face
right.
is always really bright from the computer monitor. The monitor is so big, and the white background makes.
Yeah, you're getting washed out on that door over there.
He's
See
in
what
his
It
you're
always
doing.
happens.
yeah, he's got the rear projection monitor. All right, guys.
Just my ass on the screen.
It's been a week. It's been a week in the hobby. We have a few things to talk about tonight. I don't even really know where we want to start. Steve was just literally like screaming.
I was not. I'd be all red.
It's funny. The second I hit go live, he just like
white light.
gathered himself really quickly.
Oh, I was trying to talk to you guys about something. You guys obviously don't care. I'm definitely going to have to. I'm going to have to ask chat. Maybe I'll just ask him
Or
in the
definitely,
video.
ask the chat. But
All right, so we'll start off with your story, Steve. Let's start.
Well, I don't know if there's even enough people here right now to listen.
Oh, okay. So let's wait. We're up to 46. Let it climb a little bit. Let it climb.
Like the craziest 2 weeks in the hobby, and we're starting with Steve's eBay drama.
Yeah.
that's
Well,
the soft introduction.
Yeah, the soft intro.
I mean, I can ask the question generically. I don't really want to disclose the card.
So, Mr.
Because
Stone.
that'll come
Now
to
we
video
want to
and
keep secrets.
well, because I don't want to talk about the players that I'm buying right now.
I thought you already did it on a video,
Did you
though.
put it in an
Hey,
IG?
hey,
Yeah,
post
that goes to show how much of my content you watch. No, I did
I
not.
watch all of them because there's one
There's
every
one a week.
month.
The last one was me basically coming to the conclusion that I am going to go ahead and try to pick up some younger quarterback cards to flip for the national, but I didn't give any specific cards, any specific names. In fact, my video I started filming today is my process of going through that. And it's actually going to be like 3 parts because I'm going to come up with the criteria that I look for and then like a tier list and then a budget.
And how you eventually get to Spencer Rattler.
And it'll
That's the number
all
one.
be done. It'll all be out by the time the national hits.
Spencer Rattler. Yeah. After those cards are sold, you'll get part 5 of Steve's
Right.
plan.
Look at the Spencer here.
There he is.
Silver, baby.
You know what? For how like jacked up they obviously like screwed up the release and all the breaking nonsense. That's a great looking set. I like the design of 2024 Prism.
It'd be nice if all the cars didn't have dimples in them, but yeah.
Oh, wait till you see my video tomorrow, Hambone.
Yeah.
The 22% gem rate cooking.
So,
31%.
yeah, when it comes to this year's Prism football, I hear people say, "Hey, hold on to your 9s."
And it's
Value
all
your-
Prism product.
don't
It's all
value-
it's all Panini product right
Yeah,
now.
but
just
Rob,
heard-
you didn't send them Panini stuff, right?
Huh?
Or you're well, I'm not going to spoil your grading thing, but like, is
No,
that
that's Friday. I had Gem Rate run me custom data, and then I reached out to PSA to see why Prism Football is grading so low.
Like I'm thinking the 9s are going to draw more than raw card in this case.
Because of their all of a sudden new grading standard of centering.
No.
You sure? That's why everybody else's cards are coming back 9s instead of 10s all of a sudden for the last 8 months.
We'll say I have a sub coming back
yeah.
tomorrow from the dreaded New
Trigger
Jersey.
finger.
The triggers in here. Wow.
Trigger? What's going on, dude?
Yeah, I'll be looking for your video. You've been popping 2 videos out on multi days. You're going against the grain.
Hey man, it's a crazy,
Neo?
it's been a crazy 2 weeks. You gotta do what you gotta do to keep up.
I know.
We got Pokemon Center. We got Pokemon people here. It's
Is that like the Pokemon Center, like the actual one that I buy boxes from?
This is the
Actual
Pokemon,
Pokemon corporate.
Center.
So he's talking about your skeins, right?
This
Yeah,
is
I did a video on that. I sent it back. He's gone.
Speaking of skeins, that could be a topic we touch on. Do you guys want to touch on the? You guys have all done videos on it. I have not. I waited for tonight. So the skeins
wait a
were one patch.
You don't make videos, so
okay. So stop. Okay, all right, everybody, gather yourselves. Let's all regroup here. Skeins 1 of 1. Was it actually pulled by a kid?
Yes.
Is there a real family?
Yes.
Is there a real journal?
Yes.
Or was the
Yeah.
journal made post card pull?
The journal was made post card pull. They pretty much said that in one of the pieces.
The journal
The
was
whole point of the journal was the mom wanted the kid to document it after it happened.
Right. I don't think the kid
So that's
keeps
the
a daily
first and
journal.
last
Said
page.
that in it was either in the SI piece or the collect piece. It was directly
I
quoted.
don't read the full articles. Are you kidding me? I just look at the headline and then I react.
Yeah, I don't think the kid keeps. I mean, I don't know of anyone, not a kid, adult, anybody who keeps a handwritten diary / journal these days. Maybe, but none that I know.
And the kid was in LA, right?
Yeah. Now I will say
they don't have journals in LA. You probably.
I
can't
will say
find them.
the fact that they're in LA with all the bullshit going on there. If I was that family, I wouldn't want everyone to know that we had a lottery ticket at the house or any of that stuff. So,
right. Oh, I'm not blaming the family for keeping it, confidential and things like that.
Yeah.
But on the other end, when you have either the family had him write the journal, or do you think the mom just wanted him to document it, or do you think that was something that was put into play?
The quote in the SI piece was, I believe, specifically the mother wanted him to document it.
Okay,
Something
so
about
then
like they're a family of storytellers, and she wanted him to tell the story, so he would have it.
All right,
To, like,
and there's nothing
remember when he was
right.
older.
And there's nothing wrong with that. Like you could say, okay, it was a request from the mother. You should document this. This is a big moment in your childhood right now, right? But if it was something requested by Fanatics, then that would have been a little bit more of a okay, this is kind of dramatic, type shit.
It could have been, hey, we want to talk to the kid. They're like, no, how about we give you this instead? As like, so you have.
I'm assuming the kid pulled out of a hobby box, correct?
Yeah, It was one hobby box.
Last I checked, the kid did not buy the hobby box. It was a gift for Christmas.
It's a Christmas gift
From Slab Stocks, too.
Okay.
Right? From
StockX.
Boy, how would you like to be like? Who's sitting at home right now being like, yeah, I sold a hobby box on StockX like a week before Christmas and it shipped to California.
I know.
Like, are you just going straight to the bridge? Like, what? Like, what do you?
Well, at least you know it wasn't scanned, so that's good. So there's still good stuff coming out. But I mean, first of all, the parents buy it. It's obviously expensive. They pull the card. The kid can't sell anything. I'm not even sure if the card is actually the kid's. It might have been his at that time, but in order to sell it, it has to become an adult's. Otherwise, you cannot auction it off. So therefore, the kid no longer owns the card.
Well, yeah. I mean, yeah, I think that the family's going to put it in education trust or something. There's going to be something.
He's going to get $20,000 in a stupid little go to college fund, and the family's going to go get a nice car.
Yeah, Dad's got a Lambo. Dad got his Lambo.
Right. So, on the coattails of Dustin's video, I think it might have been today's video. I watched it today. Anyway.
Sorry, I saw a few people say something about the chat not popping up.
No, I don't know, but it was a video of Dustin's that I did watch today. Basically, the pulling of the card legit, the journal and all that legit, the family and everything legit. Really, now at the end of the day, the only thing you're really questioning is Topps' transparency on the whole thing, and when they decided to announce it, or at least make it known to their consumers that, hey, you have no chance of pulling this product because it's already been pulled.
That's
a little bit of a delay on that. That's probably the biggest problem coming out of this.
How much are those mini display things here supposed to be from Scarlet and Violet Evolution mini tins?
How'd you get to that off of the Skeens card?
Yeah, because he's in his own little.
Walmart just posted these on their website to buy right now.
Like a sealed display, or
yeah, there's $95.76 for 8 mini tins.
That's a pretty good deal.
Yeah, missing out, Dustin.
All right, so yeah, I think that Rob and I had the same take. I can't remember exactly, but I kind of feel like we should have that should have been more public, not 3 weeks after the pull, or not 3 weeks after they knew about the card that it had surfaced. I don't know. Like, if it's a week, it's one thing. You could argue maybe it's big corporate stuff and the whatever just didn't make it down the chain or whatever. Fine. Or maybe you want to strategize how you're going to release the information. But 3 weeks is a long time. That's an eternity when you're trying to find that card. How much product was opened in 3 weeks? A hell of a lot.
Well, I'm assuming once you pull that card, you're scratching that redemption off ASAP to drop that baby on the website to get it in. So
they waited about a week, I think, before they actually redeemed it.
and Christmas is so basically what, January 1st at latest.
They redeemed it on the 3rd. It's in the art. It was in one of the articles. They redeemed it on January 3rd.
But I mean, it would be nice. Such a chase card should be like, hey, this card has been pulled. We don't know who they are. Let's do that. But let people know to stop. But and they've already sold all their product, but they have all these deals with breakers and all that stuff set up, and they want to blow the product out. They can also drop it and then sell some more if they even have it. Because most of these companies, they hold product back. I don't care what they say. They hold product back, but it felt slimy. It looks slimy. It's weird. It's and what King Golden was saying is very true. Hey, they're going to be the first ones to know about it. They're going to be able to intercept that and be like, we're going to sell it on our platform that we already own over here. So there is a little bit of trickery going on there, but they own it also. Good for them.
So there's a couple good comments. First, Josh says, should Topps be releasing a statement for every Major League debut patch? But then you also have Mango Bango that says, shouldn't it be up to the collector if he wants it revealed or not? Because we do talk about cards right now that are missing in action. Now, whether they're redemptions or not, they're really not. But there's Lucas that are missing, and there's Steph Curry's that are missing and things like that. You guys, and even us, we've had this conversation off screen before, almost to a debate, to where you got, I think you guys kind of lean towards the idea, at least Ham, you did, that they haven't even been pulled yet. They're probably still sitting somewhere. And I kind of lean towards, well, maybe a collector has pulled them and they just don't care to let anybody else know, because they don't necessarily need money or want attention or anything like that. Or maybe they pulled them back before the hobby was crazy the way that it is now.
No, that's not the issue. Somewhere. So it doesn't matter. So if you're a collector and you pulled a huge card and you don't want anybody to know about it, that's fine. But the second that Topps knows about it, it needs to go public. So presumably, like when you look at a lot of big cards that have never been pulled, you assume that the company doesn't know that it's been pulled, especially when you're running a big hype cycle of marketing around these cards. There's a whole process to the next big card, the next product with the next big card. If you're going to have lotto tickets out there, it'd be kind of weird if you're running the lottery and you already have winners and people are just buying lotto tickets, but all the winners are out there already, then it's kind of strange.
Yeah. They did this before. It's a simple fix. They had the website for when people redeem the 101 Bowman Superfractors for the duplicates. That's all they need to do.
Just put a tracker up.
Yeah, just put a tracker up. They could drive a ton of traffic to it. They could advertise on it. It would get a ton of engagement. And you make all the debut patches redemptions, which 70 to 80% of them are already. And as soon as it's redeemed, maybe they get one business day to confirm that it was a legit redemption. And then once they confirm it, then it pops on the website. Nobody needs to know who the person is. But to Dustin's point, if you're going to basically turn these into a lottery, you have to be transparent on what's still available out there.
If you're going to market your sales around it, then you need to be transparent.
Yeah, if you're going to have people put bounties on things,
and it's good for transparency, and Topps needs all the help with transparency that they can get.
People could put bounties on anything, though. I think it's more so the fact that they market it and they sell the product based on, okay, you have a chance to get this. Not necessarily. There's a bounty.
What was the breaker that just bought all that product and then they put a bounty on the Caitlin Clark, but yet they own the majority of the product?
What is that, Ham?
I just saw it come out. I was watching it probably about an hour and a half ago. Somebody bought all the reverse Dutch auctions off of Panini's website.
No, that was the Run Good Life statement. Run Good Life talked about a couple breakers running up, buying all the Panini Prism first off the line.
But then they put a $3 million bounty on the card.
You see, Dustin, I watch your videos.
Ham, you didn't read that right. So basically what Run Good Life is saying is they run that reverse Dutch auction. There's a handful of companies essentially that what he's saying that bought out all of it for $3.5 million. And,
that's what it was. Yeah. Sorry.
And so that they basically do control that market. So then, if someone wants a box and this is first off the line where there's about 1,500 boxes or whatever. So the way that it's done, and it's great for Panini because from a business standpoint, they're capturing a lot of that secondary market. They're capturing, because what the alternative is they put it out for what, $1,000 MSRP. That gets sold out in seconds, and then it goes up for $2,000 or whatever. So for Panini, as much as people can't stand it or whatever, that's the way for them to capture as much of that secondary market as they can. But then the other layer of that, which I talked about in today's video, is now you have a handful of companies that control the vast majority of that product. Brake spots are going to be whatever. I mean, if you want that product, you're going to pay whatever they want, and that's how it goes. So,
yeah, Mango at 918. To answer you quickly, yes. With the influence of social media and such, the internet has changed the expectations of the hobby. There's so many things now that can be communicated out, buying, selling, advertising, all kinds of stuff that just happens on social media. That's a lot of people's source of news. So it's like back in the day, somebody pulls something out of a card. Yeah, it's very discreet, but you also didn't have the advertising like you have now. Did you even have, other than a handful of commercials on television for buying wax? I mean, everybody sees the Fleer Ultra commercial that Dustin puts up all the time and things like that, but still not to the extent that it is now, especially when you're, these cards are manufactured to drive the product, right? They create a great card for somebody to get, but it also drives the value of the hobby boxes that they're selling. If there wasn't shit, like you said, if there wasn't anything worth chasing in the hobby boxes, people wouldn't buy them. Up here, Ace Time Elite says he saw a video with a super refractor of a Steph Curry was pulled, but I believe there was a photo / a post, and that was a photoshopped. That was photoshopped. That was
fake news.
You could see with the guy's thumb was all jacked around the card. It wasn't.
Oh, was it fake? Correctly. I never saw any follow up on that.
Yeah, that was 100% fake.
Because there would be a lot more talk about that going on too if that was true and actually posted in a video.
Hitting auction or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Somebody did Photoshop that though. So I'm not sure if you actually saw it in a live moving video or if you saw it as you were scanning your Instagram or feed or whatever.
Is there a card bigger than that that's still hidden in a pack?
The Luka.
You think the Luka would outsell the Steph?
Probably not, but I think those are the two biggest that we don't. Well, the triple auto.
Yeah.
The LeBron Curry Durant triple auto.
I think the Curry, the super, would be the most valuable card that we haven't seen in wherever.
Yeah, I think those are the top three.
Yeah, I agree with that.
All right. Do we have a quick answer for Chris Murray? I can never tell if this is for real or not. So Chris, apologies if we can't tell if it's sarcasm, but your girlfriend's interested in getting started in the car collecting world. Best piece of advice for a new person. I mean, on my side, I would just say, what sports do you like? It's going to be kind of the same kind of canned response, I think, that most people would say. What sports do you like? Tread lightly. Don't rush into spending a bunch of money. Try out different things. And
don't treat it as an investment.
Well, the thing is he says card collecting. So
yeah, collecting. So
I can't tell anybody how to collect. I can't even help. I can't even give anybody insight on how to collect. Like Trigger, I do videos occasionally on what I'm buying.
Only buy goats.
Different.
Trigger's got Jimmy Butler on the list, so that's his advice. So yeah, Chris, it's going to depend on like 10,000 different factors. Budget, what are you interested in? There's so many different things to cover there. But if you have more info, then we'll do our best. Rip and List is here just to comment. Is this live? Yes, it is live.
He always asks that question. It's the weekly quota.
Mango Bango, this social media. Everyone's got a flex. Saw on the what's the Mojo video thing? I don't know what.
He's referring back to the Steph Curry.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't know. I don't watch that. SGA. Oh, we should probably talk about while we're on basketball. Luka to the Lakers. Luka to the Lakers. So how many Luka cards has everybody bought this week? Steve probably bought like 100. I would guess.
No. Why would I buy them now?
That was a joke.
I would be selling them if I had them.
Yeah,
I need to dig mine out. I just haven't.
Right, his cards have remained either stagnant or in a slight decline for what 2 years maybe. It takes a trade to the Lakers for him to do something, and it's just hype. It's strictly hype. Yeah. There's a reason Dallas traded him.
Oh, yeah, they're tired of his fat crap.
Oh, they want to go a different direction.
They must well for a fat kid. He plays pretty well.
He doesn't play defense, and that's why because he's out of shape.
Last I checked, he was in the NBA Finals last year.
And he got smoked by a team that plays defense.
There's one. Okay, the Celtics have some defenders, and Wembanyama plays defense. I don't know anyone else that plays.
And the Celtics are your champions right now.
Yeah, for now.
Okay.
I mean, I hope this lights a fire underneath him. I don't know if being around LeBron's going to make him better. I hope so.
I don't think he's going to be chunkier. Do you? You think LeBron's going to be like, do your thing, bro? Get those cheeseburgers.
No, LeBron's going to be like, you get your ass in the gym. You're going to be eating what my cooks for you, and you're going to get out here and we're going to win a championship.
Watch Luka just be like a physical freak.
I think the way the Mavericks looked at it was they reached their peak with Luka, and that was getting to an NBA Finals and getting smoked because you have to play defense to win a championship. I'm not saying that you have to be clamps down, but everybody in the league can score. All the teams in the league can score. So if there's a team that can play a slight little bit of defense, that's going to give them the edge.
Yes, I agree with that.
Sure, but you don't need to trade one of the top 4 players in the NBA. You could just go get like a defensive specialist.
Yeah. Well, they did. Well, they got Anthony Davis. He scores and plays defense.
Yeah,
I just think
he's a former MVP, right? He's
6 years older.
He's older, but I feel like you're going to have contract.
So you're really on like team AD on this side. You're like the one person.
No, I'm not. But I'm not. I don't think that the Lakers got a steal. I don't think that the Mavericks made a huge mistake. I think that they did what they feel is best for their
hot take.
The only way the Lakers got a steal, the only way that the Mavs won the trade is if Luka turns into Zion, and plays 20 games a season and just that's the only way I see it, because AD is good when he's on the court, but he's often injured. He's 6 years older. I mean, he's kind of on the back end of his career in my mind.
Right. That's the only difference is the age between the two, but you can say the same thing about injuries with Luka. I just think Anthony Davis gives you more of a complete player. You've been playing with a strong backcourt all these years, and you've been a solid team. You make the playoffs, you make the finals, but you don't do anything in the finals. I'm saying from an owner / general manager standpoint, unless you're just trying to sell tickets and jerseys and not win championships, that maybe that was the move that they felt like they needed to make. Now, going to the Lakers, who's going to be on the ball? Because Luka's strength is on the ball. Is LeBron now going to come off the point? Because then now you have another problem. Probably. That should be something they should be able to answer before he goes there.
Well, what has he got? 13 more days.
We're going to get Luka.
We're looking at Luka for the next 10 years. They have
LeBron
too.
I think for the organization, it's as far as now, I think they'll try to win.
Basketball takes.
But this is Luka just taking he's taking the reins. He's the next Lakers legend. That's from I think that's what the organization is thinking. They're not
right.
I don't think they're thinking Luka and LeBron are going to go win a title this year. Maybe it's possible, but
I think Luka's going to score points. I think he's going to be Luka. I don't think he goes to the Lakers unless they take him off the ball and just all of a sudden doesn't become a good basketball player. But what I'm saying is I don't think it changes much.
Think if Luka's the more dominant, he's going to be the ball dominant guy. And that allow. I mean, hell, LeBron could probably play 5 more years if it's not all on him. If he can be kind of like second fiddle, like he doesn't mind doing that. He can facilitate and do. I mean, he can still play for I mean, it just extended his career if that works.
I tell you this. Okay, what is the issue with Luka? Everybody talks about him being in shape, correct?
Not in shape,
but I mean,
a shape.
That's the issue, right? He doesn't want to have the extra dedication to get himself in better shape.
Yeah, it's probably dedication overall, to be honest with you.
So this is a player that's now maybe jokingly, maybe not, has hinted at early retirement. He has also, the older you get and the least you take care of your body, the slower and more injuries you're going to get. So you might be talking about, in 5 years, he's going to be this, but also in 5 years, he's going to be 5 years older. And if he's not got himself in shape for when he is 5 years older, he's going to be that much slower, that much more sluggish on the court. When you put him in a situation with LeBron, who is a ball dominant player, and you have Luka, who is a ball dominant player, something's not going to coexist there unless one of them is willing. And like you said, okay, well, he's going to fill in for LeBron in 2 years. I don't think anybody makes that trade for Luka saying, okay, Luka's going to be our man in 2 years, because he's not a rookie. This is 2025. He's been in the league since since 18. That's 7 years. I don't care what his age is. That's 7 years of wear and tear. And he's had nagging injuries all throughout his career, including playing through calf injuries and hamstrings last year in the playoffs.
Yeah, but he's never really missed time, not extensively. Like this is the first season. Yeah, this is the first season, at least that I can remember, that he's missed any sort of meaningful time.
Okay, and he's another year older, and he doesn't have himself in prime condition. And what's
That's
happening?
that's
now
what
he's getting injuries that are keeping him. Now he's getting injuries that are
You
keeping him off
take
the
Luka's
court.
name out and insert Anthony Davis is in the same way. Last year was the first time he's played over 60 games in like 5 years.
How you doing, Orlando?
So every
I'm not
argument that
saying
you
that
literally
Anthony
just
Davis
made
is
for
the-
Luka applies
not-
for AD, but it's worse.
And I'm not saying I don't think Anthony Davis is the savior for the Mavericks. I don't necessarily. I'm not saying that that's the case. But what I'm saying is, people who are surprised by this trade. I mean, if you look at it from an owner or managerial standpoint, other than ticket sales and jerseys, I can see where it would make sense. We're thinking of it from a hobby
no way
aspect and
on
things like
any
that.
level that this trade makes sense. It's the worst trade in sports history, probably.
Yeah, it goes
No,
up
that
there.
was Herschel Walker. That was Herschel Walker.
This is on that level. It's just there's not draft
It
picks.
wasn't,
involved.
wasn't the Ricky
Well, we'll
Williams.
see. It hasn't
contract?
played out yet. I mean, to call it that without it even playing out yet. I mean,
It doesn't. I mean,
Yeah. I mean, we're speculating, but I mean, did Mark Cuban say anything about the trade? I didn't even go look.
yeah.
and if
Harden
and if
wants
Luka
no part of it.
and if Luka decides next season to pull a Ricky Williams and retire after the best season of his career, now we're all looking back on this and saying, "Oh, damn, good thing the Mavericks cut ties."
The Butlers, the
Now you're-
Warriors.
Because I'm sure Saints fans felt that way after
Go eat,
Ricky Williams.
go eat a cookie or something.
Hey,
and put
you
it on
remember
the
Ricky
calendar.
Williams? You're a
Steve,
Saints
how
fan,
dare
Dustin.
you? How dare you drag my Saints into this argument?
Dustin, you're a Saints fan. You were a Ricky Williams fan probably at one time. So when he went to Miami and led the league in rushing with 1,800 yards, you were probably like, "Damn, I can't believe we got rid of Ricky Williams." And then he retired. He retires a year after that, and you were probably like, "Oh man, it's a good thing we got rid of him to the Dolphins."
So one thing that's interesting is we traded our entire draft to the Redskins to move up to 5. But if you go look back at what the Redskins picked with all those picks, they picked nobody. So basically we traded our entire draft and which should have really set them up. They should have been completely set up, whatever, but didn't happen that way.
How much did the Mavericks pay you for that 10-minute advertisement?
Yeah, Steve's on the payroll. Oh man, everybody, the chat is fighting you, Steve.
I didn't realize he was related to.
I want you to
Nico
screenshot
Harrison.
that. I want you to screenshot this.
It's
We can
literally.
screenshot it.
I've known you for a long time. This is by far and away the worst
Screenshot
thing
it.
you've ever had.
I am
ahead,
surprised.
screenshot.
I didn't think that it was going to go this direction, but that's cool. I mean, hey, look, it makes for better TV. So I'm here.
My take that I feel like it
Your
can make
take
sense
that you
from a
don't understand
managerial
basketball.
standpoint. Like,
I can tell you this. I haven't watched more. I mean, I know like Neo watches his Cavs. I haven't watched a full NBA game all season, but I'll watch the Lakers now. I'll watch Luka just to see what the hell happens there.
Yeah, I
right?
think there's going to be
Just
a
see
little
what
bit of a
happens.
rush on people to watch. As soon as he comes back, it's going to be. That's all it's going to be.
Yeah, now all of a sudden I'm excited to watch. I'm sure the NBA is like ecstatic over this because it's been all about ratings
When's
are
he coming
down,
back?
ratings are down, and now ratings will probably be better. They'll probably be
Or at least that game will be whenever they're playing.
Then finally they'll get Caitlin Clark to join the NBA, and
When's
then
he coming back?
He'll be on the Lakers.
When's he due back? Does anybody know when he's due back?
Saturday.
So
It's like 13 days.
Who, Luka?
No, I think it's Saturday. They moved the Pacers Lakers game to primetime on Saturday
Oh,
afternoon.
When he got traded, they said he had 15 days left on the injury list or whatever.
all right, so then go ahead. Since my take is so bad, when Luka comes back to the Lakers, I want you guys to go ahead, speak up. Don't be shy. What are the Lakers going to do the rest of the season?
It's not about this season, Steve.
Don't be scared to give me a
I don't think there's going to be immediate chemistry.
Not
I think,
about this
I think
season.
this season they figure it out.
I think they're going to go to
I'd
the
be more.
playoffs.
I'd be more interested in next season for them.
First,
not-
you act like LeBron and Luka playing together with 2-ball dominance on the same team is going to be a problem. Don't forget, LeBron played with Dwayne Wade and did quite well with Dwayne Wade. And
That was
last
Dwayne
time I
Wade's
checked,
team.
Dwayne's pretty ball dominant too, and they figured that
That
out.
was
just
Dwayne
fine.
Wade. That was Dwayne
Yeah,
Wade's
Shaquille
team.
O'Neal too.
It did take them a season to figure
And
it out.
LeBron
So
did not run
won't
point. LeBron did not run point. LeBron runs point for the Lakers. This is the first time in his career he's really run point.
Okay,
So he won't have to do that
He's
anymore.
a small
Slide
forward.
right back into the role that he had with the Heat.
Well, okay, that's what I'm saying. That's what I said. I said, is he going to be willing to put Luka on the ball and slide into another position? I said that.
To the left.
If he is, then great. It'll work out better for the team. But if he's not, then what do you do with Luka?
LeBron's not 26 anymore.
Because Luka is a creator. That's what he does. He creates shots for himself, and he passes the ball and creates shots for his teammates. But he's not the kind of guy that's going to go post up and let LeBron pass the ball off to him.
They're very talented NBA players. I have a sneaking suspicion they'll figure it out.
When's the trade line? Tomorrow or Friday?
Steve's been intermittent fasting for the last 7 days, so he's
you guys act like Luka's been in the league for 2 years. I mean, we've seen Luka play.
Yeah,
we
but
know he's a good player.
all players
We've never seen him out of his element
forever now.
Yeah, the Mavs interview was kind of fun to watch. Nico and Jason Kidd. Just the body language in that interview was fantastic. They were saying the words, but their whole the whole aura around them was like.
This is part 3 of their campaign. They're paying off minor sports card influencers to help swing the narrative on the trade the opposite direction. How many Anthony Davis silver prisms did they send you for this ad spot?
I don't think people are buying those right now.
They're not. They're all. I
haven't said anything about this being good for Anthony Davis.
I agree.
Silence. You were talking about he was better than Luka.
No, I didn't say that. I said that he's a multi-tool player, and Dallas needs somebody that can play defense.
Yeah, his tools are a knee brace, the injured reserve, a wheelchair, and some
is he healthy right now?
No, actually, he's not.
Okay, then they both traded for 2 players that can't even pass a physical.
All right, just being that Steve's already wound up.
Hey, man, I remember when Neo told me that Deshaun Watson was going to save the Cleveland Browns. So let's talk about hot takes.
Those words never came out of my mouth.
All right. Oh, I wish I would have screenshotted that.
You know what? At least I know how to look at a card on. At least I know how to look at a card on eBay and tell it's a die cut or not.
Oh God!
All right, Steve. So let's go. Let's
fire it up.
You don't have to show the card, but you got to. Well, Neo kind of ruined the story, but
we didn't even talk about the De'Aaron Fox trade, right?
No,
that was a pretty big trade too.
Yeah.
And what's it? Butler just went to the Warriors.
I don't think that makes a difference, to be honest.
Yeah, Watson was a piece of trash from day one.
Good evening, Shelby. Say hi to Shelby.
I'm behind on chat because I'm buying all the Jimmy Butler cards off of eBay, so I might be a few minutes behind.
You're not buying the Pokemon on Walmart at
those
retail?
Those must be
right,
pretty
guys.
cheap.
Cam B. I got Cam B. I got Will Sports cards. I got all you guys, man. I got all receipts for all you guys. Got them all, baby.
Steve's pumped. Steve is.
I hate I told you so moments, but this one's going to be glorious.
So what's the I told you so that because if it's that they're not going to win a title this year, then you will be right. The Lakers are not going to win a title this year. Are you just talking about long term over the next 3-5 years? Like nothing's going to.
According to him, we're going to be at Luka's retirement ceremony next season. So
maybe
with Anthony Davis.
All right, so Steve is on the side of heavyweight Luka. Never coming Zion mode. He's just going to be overweight. He's not going to do anything.
The next Joel Embiid.
That's it. Okay, so we'll have to follow that. That's the take.
Okay, here's a legit question.
Yeah,
here's a legit question. No, here's a legit question.
Is Dakota available? Because I feel
because you guys were talking.
Are you going to bring the Saints into this? Are you going to bring the Saints back into this?
Look, you guys are talking like Luka hasn't been a good player, an all-star, MVP candidate in the playoffs, in the finals. I mean, you're comparing him to Zion. That's not what I'm doing here. I understand he has been a great player in the NBA.
But
can he get any better?
Yeah.
Or will he get worse before he gets better? Or will he get worse first? I mean,
I think
has he peaked as a player?
No.
Has he peaked as a player? I believe that's what the Mavericks thought. Okay. He has peaked as a player. We have reached our peak with him. It's time to move on and go a different direction and build our team a different way.
Okay, if you're saying peak.
Now, that being said, that's why I say I can understand it from a Maverick standpoint.
I guess the thing okay, so when you say peak player, how can he get better? I mean, the guy averages like 32 a game. You know, like the only other way he can get better, better is play better D. That's the only part of his game that he can get better. Like,
and that's the glaring issue.
Okay, so what you're saying is there's
now
that's a ceiling on defense.
Now, will his running statistics be better or worse with the Lakers? You say he averages
Probably
32
about-
points a game. If he's averaging 32 points a game a year with the Mavs, somewhere between 28 and 32 probably with the Mavs, will his running stats be better with the Lakers? Will he now go out and average 36, 38, or will he start coming down around 25, 26?
I think it'll be the
he'll still
same.
be close to
I
30.
think it'll be the same.
I think it'll be-
I think it'll be the same.
Yeah, same. But
Okay.
that's
I think both teams got rid of somebody they just were tired of, one way or another, good or bad, and they're just happy to be rid of them.
Right, and that makes sense.
But that doesn't mean
But
one
because
we're
team
all-
was a good
we're
trade.
We're all,
Yeah.
but we're all looking at it from our perspective and saying that this trade doesn't make sense. This is a terrible trade. Luka is better than Anthony Davis and things like that. But and I'm not arguing that. What I'm arguing is that if you look at it from two people who are managing two different teams, okay, they have their reasons for doing it, and to them, it makes sense.
But you're coming off the
I'm
season.
tired of this player. I'm tired of this player.
But the thing that's weird though is they're coming off of a finals appearance where
Yeah.
he played lights out in the playoffs. I mean, and I understand he was, but in the finals, the Celtics just got him. The Celtics were the better team. But I mean, leading up to that series,
Literally carried them to the finals.
game winners and all. I mean, and that's an overweight guy. That's the overweight Luke out there that was just knocking down game winners. It'd be different if they were like exited out first round or something last season. Then you could say like, okay, well, I mean, maybe the team's just not going in the right direction. But they were right there. They were right there at the pinnacle, and if just faced a tough
So
Celtics.
where are they this year?
They were probably on track to play in the finals again. I think I've listened to some of the talk radio folks. I've listened to Mavs fans. And I think the Mavs were probably they were up there, top 3 in the West.
So you think they're going back to the finals? And you
Not
think now,
Not
but
now.
you say
no.
now that they traded Luka, they won't go back to the finals.
No, they're not going to go back to the finals.
So then by that argument, the Lakers are going to be better now, and the Mavericks are going to be worse when it comes to the rest of the season.
I don't
Because you're
know.
telling me about the future. You're talking about future. You
I
said
don't think
nothing
the
was
Mavs-
immediate, and now you're talking immediate.
The Mavs aren't going to beat OKC, and they're not going to win without Luka. That's I guess where I'm at with it. I don't think they get past these big. I don't think they beat the Wolves without Luka. So, but
Okay.
that's I don't know.
With him, do you think they would have?
I mean, he's banged up this year, but you could also make the argument
Because I'm trying to view this from. But if you view this from, okay, we're the Mavericks general
okay.
manager.
Yeah, I
Do
think
we
this
have a
year,
team to win it this year?
you could make the
You're
argument.
asking
That
yourself.
you could make the argument that he's fresh legs coming back from an injury, and he hasn't played. He's playing basically like half a season coming in, and then they're going into the playoffs. You could make an argument that ready to roll.
I don't think it relates to fresh legs when you come off an injury because you got to rehab and everything else. I think fresh legs just means you've been rested. Being injured and rehabbing is different than resting.
Yeah, but he's 25, Steve. He's 25
Mhm.
coming off injury. He's not us coming off of a damn injury.
He's not Anthony Davis coming
I
out.
don't come off of injuries anymore.
Oh, God. All right. I feel like we've covered this really well. So
I'm not done.
Oh, God. I'm going to turn my fan on. It's starting to heat up in here. Go ahead.
That's the sweater you're wearing. Hope everybody's doing well out there in the chat.
I thought I was live on a
I get
Friday night
busy.
with Dakota again with these NBA takes.
Ham, why don't you start arguing with Steve? I feel like that's usually the next part of the
Yeah, that's usually how this ends. You two
Yeah,
yell
we
at
haven't-
each
We
other.
haven't got there yet.
What do you guys
All right.
get to fight about?
All right. Well,
I
what
don't
are we
know.
talking about next?
Did you
I
want
can
to
tell you right now, I'm more
Okay,
athletic
great.
now. I'm more athletic now at age 48 than I was at age 40.
Next thing
You
you
know
know,
why?
Steve's going to say he's
You know
pro
why?
back
Because I
and forth.
decided to get myself in shape. That's why.
Yeah,
What's
that's
your
good.
next?
That's
What's
what
your
we
next
gotta
hot take? You're breaking with
I'm
backyard.
just saying. You guys
I
are
saw-
talking
so
about
fat-
do. What's your thoughts on creatine?
I'm just saying you're just talking about age a lot, and the counter argument was Zion won't get in shape, but Zion's young, so it shouldn't matter, right? Because he's young.
Obviously refuses
Hold on.
to get in
Let me
shape.
check. What
He does. I
Hold
know.
on. What were Luka's minutes last year?
Don't know.
I think they were like top 5 in the league.
His minutes probably.
Slinging and banging.
So, come on, ESPN.
Michael
Give me
Stone, is it free?
False, Jericho. I just said it. And it's true.
Yeah, 35 minutes a game. I mean, like he's playing minutes. Like it's not like, I don't know, man. We'll see. All right. Let's talk about the backyard. Has anybody been on a backyard stream? To be honest with you,
Steve's
never have.
He's a new breaker.
I was never on one to begin with, but Ham, how do you feel about what we found out about our friends over there at Backyard Breaks? Anything new for you? Do you participate in that?
I don't go to backyard. No,
Because you're into breaks, so
no,
you tell us.
I like the queens of cards more than backyard.
You owe us all $25 for that.
Yeah, that should get that out of here.
I like Josh's
I didn't say
comment.
king of cards. I switched it up.
Josh's comment at quarter
I haven't made a video or
9:43 is
anything on
good.
it. But obviously, it's stupid. Everybody's made the comments. Everybody's been right down the alley. I mean, Whatnot's not going to ban backyard because there's too much money involved. It sucks because it's also the guy that owns the company that said it. He's been immature his entire life, and I don't not expect something this stupid from him. And I don't know if he'll ever mature and if he'll ever get past this moment in his life moving forward, unless he disappears.
I did see that he actually made it on a Newsmax, which is
Yeah.
pretty big. I mean,
Yeah, I was
it's
gonna say,
independent. It's independent media, but they have a lot of viewers. So it might actually even get more attention than mainstream. Yeah, Newsmax is pretty big.
I don't think we've heard, given that hit Newsmax today, I don't think we've heard the end of this story. I don't think this book is complete yet.
No, like I said,
I wouldn't be surprised if this catches more mainstream. I wouldn't be shocked if Whatnot turns around and does something else, or maybe Topps comes out and says something.
That or he has to sell the company.
Now, though. But
Yeah,
now,
sell his
I mean,
shares.
if it gets more mainstream.
Here we go.
then-
Steve's going to make the case.
No,
for
I'm just
Pro
saying,
Back
like
there.
now,
Here
shouldn't
we
they
go.
shouldn't they have already done it? Like Topps, when you're talking about the bigger corporations, Topps.
Sure, but that's not how
Mavericks,
this
and that.
works.
I know, but if it gets out more mainstream, then they're only going to be doing it because of pressure. They're not doing it because they actually want to.
Oh no, 100%. Yeah, it's
They're
like
not,
anything
they're,
else.
they're not doing it because they feel like it's morally correct. They're doing it because they feel pressure from.
Yeah, in their minds,
mainstream
they're just like somebody did something stupid. Let's just let this go away for as long as possible and just business as usual.
Right. I mean, that's different. There's no sincerity to something like that.
Yeah. That's a standard model for most.
Basically, we're doing it because we
businesses
have
when anything
to.
like this happens.
Wow.
But yeah, that's my take on it at this point. There's just
Yeah,
nothing
I can
really
play
back
five.
to it.
I can play top 5 minutes in the
Honestly,
league. If
I
I
feel
walk
like-
all the way. See, he doesn't play defense, so you got to divide his 35 minutes in
Are you
half.
still talking about Luca?
No, it's a comment, Dustin Poole.
Trigger, I thought we were friends. All of a sudden, you're coming in with all these like heaters. I don't know what happened.
Hot take. You don't need to play a lot of defense when you average 30.
I think
10,
Trigger's
80.
also. I think always lurking is also Trigger. I think he might have 2 accounts running in here right now.
Oh, okay. All right.
I'm not sure. but I'm
Double
gonna guess.
trigger.
Maybe
Double triggers.
double barrel.
Trigger X2.
We'll see. I mean, it will be the trade that's watched for the next decade. for
Anyway,
sure.
wasn't the discussion so much more fun because I was disagreeing?
No, 100%.
We could have all just been here and be like, "Oh, that was dumb. The Mavericks are stupid. Lakers and Luke are going to win it all." No, you got to have somebody be different.
If
entertainment value
my
in
thing
that.
is if Luca comes out and let's say he scores 36 the first game, what's the next increase in his cards? Because it's going to just spike immediately.
What if he scores 36 and the Lakers lose?
They spike immediately.
Does it matter?
It doesn't matter. All he has to do is do well.
I know, but he's been doing well his whole
It's just
career.
that
Nobody ever said he
LA
was doing bad.
collectors are rampant. They'll buy everything.
Yeah, it's the market. It's
market,
the
yeah.
market. It's not Luca. It's not Luca
It's
playing
Luka
better.
too. No.
It's-
Come on. It's still Luca.
I think
It's
it's
a guy
going
we
to.
call
I'm
by-
saying it's not
The
Luca
guy we
playing
call by
better.
one name. That means something.
Yeah.
I call
it's
you
one of the most
Ham.
popular players
I
in
call
the
you
NBA.
Ham all the time.
And that means something. Thank you.
I actually think it's going to be
Media
more
goes by
about,
one name.
it's going to be more about hyped cards. It's going to be about Tops Now cards. Those are going to be the. Those are
I'm
going to be
not
the.
over
yeah.
top now. cards.
Maybe
It's
first
been
Lakers
ridiculous.
game auto
Yes.
101. LeBron Luca dual auto in the Lakers jerseys.
They'll sell 1 million Tops Now cards. for
Right.
the-
If those had more like they do with baseball in-game memorabilia that come out of it, I don't mind the Tops One stuff or now stuff. But when it's just a bunch of sets of cards that are serial number and just one autograph, that's dumb. I don't get behind that whatsoever.
Is
So like,
Cam
how
the
hard is
winner
it
of
to
the
get a
contest
game
last
ball and
year?
cut it up? What does that cost him? $100?
Because I know Cam B by another name. Is that Cam? Cam, is that you from the contest last year?
Yeah, it should be.
Cam, you don't disagree with me at all. You should be.
I talked to him a few weeks ago at the show.
No,
Cam should always be on my side. I know.
Well, no, he is
I see
agreeing.
there's always a Cam B and there's another Cam something cards. And
No,
he has a different Instagram and a different name on my telephone contact.
Cam B is agreeing with you.
Oh, okay.
He's saying that Luka can't play defense. I mean,
I don't
all
think that's a secret.
That's
I don't
fine.
think that's a secret, though. That's not a news flash. And I think that's why, again, you can understand it from the Mavericks ownership or managing standpoint.
Yeah. It's tough, man.
Like Ham says, if he comes out and scores 36 points the first night as the Lakers, that's basically Luka doing what Luka does, right? That's not a surprise. I'm not going to be surprised if, like I said, I'm not going to be surprised if he comes out and drops 40 points in his first game with the Lakers. I'm not saying Laker can't shoot or Luka can't score the ball. I'm not saying that.
Yeah, but he can.
I'm saying
he scores and he can pass. He facilitates too. He's not
I'm
just.
saying I think they wanted to go in a different direction.
Back on this?
Because it's a great topic, Neo, and you're not even talking about anything anyway.
How can anyone talk?
Okay, let's talk about backyard breaks again. Let's talk about
backyard breaks. Because you're just
instead of
like
actually
this all
talking
the
about
time.
sports. Instead of actually talking about sports, let's talk about backyard
Baseball
breaks
season's
again.
coming up. Who are you buying?
Oh, I don't do baseball.
Oh, you're
For
missing
some
out.
reason,
You can't
I
talk
feel
about
like
you can't talk about who he's buying in football because
I feel like for the last couple seasons, though, the Orioles have been have had the guys, right? Adley and then Jackson Holiday and Gunnar Henderson was in there, and now this year it's like what Colton is it Colton Cowser or something like. And there's another one. There's two Orioles again. I'm like, I can't even buy players on my favorite team because they're the guys that are the hot rookies.
Yeah.
You guys know how I am with baseball. Somebody
I
offered
guess
me a
Cam
baseball
was saying
trade.
that maybe I misread. I guess he was saying that the defense was good. I'm confused.
It's too late. You already agreed.
Yeah.
I had to message you guys the other day because somebody offered me 2 baseball cards on Veriswap, and I'm like, I don't even know anything about these cards or these
those are
players.
like extreme prospects that you don't know what's going to happen with them yet.
Okay.
Like the guy for the Red Sox has a little bit of play behind him, but it's one of those guys that could get up there and you'll never see him again. So
It was the one guy I had heard the name, but I didn't know anything about him. He's the one that Neo said was a good fantasy player, but not necessarily a good. I forgot his name already.
Yeah.
Yes, that was it. Yeah. Jazz Chisholm.
yeah.
Yeah, I've heard the name, but it may be
He's really good.
I've
He's
never
just not
seen-
elite, and he's not a guy that people are chasing down to buy stuff on. He's already been in the league for quite a while, actually.
Okay. The other guy was a catcher on the Reds. I put 2 and 2 together. I was like, Reds, catcher. If it's not Johnny Bench, it don't make sense.
Yeah, your Reds and catcher don't go together ever.
Ever? Johnny Bench.
Not
All right,
since-
Steve, are you going to tell the story of how you got bamboozled on eBay or not?
Well, I don't think I got, like I said, I'm still going to be up on the card. I just don't like paying. I want to ask everybody's opinion, actually.
Well, we got 182.
All right, guys. If you were buying a card on eBay and say, for instance, you look at the photo and the way the photo is shot, what's the best way to describe this? Anyway, I received a card from eBay that was a die cut. However, in the title of the auction, as well as the description of the card, it never said that the card was a die cut. And the photo of the card was taken as so it was laid flat on a black background, and the card has a black design. It made it look like the card was not a die cut because it looked like where the cut area was filled in by the background that the card was taken on. So I received the card in the mail today expecting to get a regular version of this card. Instead, I've got a die cut version of this card. Same player.
Photos.
So it's like, how would you guys handle that? Would you guys be like, man, because in the flipping sports card world, it matters. You guys know that. If you flip enough modern, ultra modern, it matters. People don't prefer the die cuts. I know from experience they're harder to sell. Now, if you're collecting them, I guess it really doesn't matter. If I was collecting this player and I just wanted this card because it is numbered out of 10, it is a gold. The thing is that it's a die cut. And now it's going to be harder for me to grade it, one, because it has more edges. It's going to be harder for me to move it to find somebody that's interested. And when I do move it, I'm going to get less for it because the die cuts draw less money. I still believe I'm going to come out winning on this deal because I got it for a good price, but I don't like not getting what I think that I'm paying for. I don't know how you guys would feel about it, that it wasn't specified in the title that it was a die cut. No, it didn't say it. It basically just said Concourse Gold Prism. Select Concourse Gold Prism out of 10, player's name. But it never mentioned die cut, not in the descriptions, not in the item specifics. And the photo was taken to where it did not look like a die cut.
You left out a key piece of information.
What's that?
It passed eBay authenticity.
Yeah, it gets so it passed eBay authenticity. So eBay says that I can't return it if it passes eBay authenticity. The thing is now
does the die cut version and the non-die cut version of the card look the same?
I get side by side. I'm going to guess that the non-cut die cut version has edges.
No, I'm saying, is it black though, or is it a different color? Like,
it might be gold all the way around the outside.
Okay, so you didn't do your proper research.
That you could say that too, but I'm also looking at a seller with 100% feedback and looking at the photo. You know, it's not easy to just be like, okay, where's the gold prism of this? Unless I just look up a random gold prism.
Just look up anyone to see what the design is.
I'll show you. Let me see. I'll show you the photo. Anyway, at this point, I'm just going to have the card, and it's just going to be what it is. I just wish I would have had the other one. It was disappointing to get it in the mail today. But the question is, it was authenticated by eBay. Now, was that an oversight by eBay that maybe they don't know the difference between there being a die cut and not a die cut? Maybe they just read Concourse Gold Select, and maybe they just assume that all Concourse Gold Selects are die cuts. Do they do?
Yeah, they probably don't know.
Right?
They probably care. You gotta select gold Concourse
die cut.
You gotta select.
Okay. I got a question for you, Neo. If you sold that card, would you list die cut in your title?
Probably, I would.
Why?
Because it's a die cut, but that doesn't mean
because it's a die cut, right? But why? Because it's shady. If you would feel shady if you didn't. If you sold somebody that card and didn't list it as a die cut, you would in the back of your mind, your conscience would tell you, I'm not telling them exactly what they're getting.
Well, I would expect the person to use their two eyes and see that it's a die cut.
Beauty is in the eye of the beholder. They might say, "Oh, cool, it's a die cut." I thought it was just a regular card.
You wouldn't, because you just said that you would list it in the thing, Neo. So there's a reason that you would list it.
Is it an Anthony Davis die cut or a Luka die cut?
It's Luka. He's worth more money.
Damn straight.
AD's got a better.
He doesn't have as many titles as AD does, though.
So I looked at the regular version of that card in gold, and the design is gold. Design's a little different for the true gold to 10.
Right. I just know that anytime I've ever sold or bought, and I do a lot with selects, I don't do a lot with Prism. Select that.
So if you're a select,
this is the first time. This is the first time. This is the first time that I've ever bought one, not knowing that it was a die cut.
Yeah, and in September, Steve's going to sell the card for like twice what he bought it for. And he's like,
"I'm still going to make money on the card." That's not my point. I don't care. I mean, I paid $300 for it. I could put it up right now and make $100.
Someone asked the question: does the seller use the same background in all his listing photos?
I'm not sure.
If only there was a way you could look that up.
They might.
If only.
And I'm not saying. And again, I'm not saying that this was also intentional by the seller. I'm not saying that they intentionally set it on this background and stuff to make it look like it wasn't a die cut. I'm not saying that.
There's pressure from chat.
But what I'm saying, the look of the photo and the look of the card, or the look of the photo.
Show it.
I'm looking for it right now.
Look at that.
You guys have a photo of it. You guys could show it.
Check out the Dynasty quarterback here, getting ready to win a Super Bowl.
Oh, God.
You know, you have to win this thing at Dave & Buster's in a machine. You have to roll a football in.
Oh no, they're going to see the player. See, they want me to show it, so I show the
Well,
player.
you started to, but you couldn't see it enough because of the.
I mean,
blinding
there's a
glare.
lot of cards of that player, so it's not as if you're cornering the market on that player.
I'm not trying to corner the market. It's just people, I don't like to be sway people's decisions.
I'll show a gold card. Look at that, Devin Culp, gold to 10. It's nice. Flower of.
Oh, you're not going to be able to tell. It was a DC Sports 87 sale, so you can't even look at the other listings.
Basically, this is the card.
It's a Spencer.
Now this where it says select up here, and these black around the corners, and these black down here at the bottom, or the black down here around the bottom corners, is actually design of the card. So it looks like the entire
die cut just looking at it. I'm looking at the listing image right now.
This is the listing right here.
I have it pulled up on the other monitor. I'm looking right at it.
This is
All
the
right, I gotta
photo
look
from
at
the
it
listing.
too. I gotta look at it too. Hold on.
If you compare it to another one, you
Not
can
the
tell.
listing. This is the other one that's
Right, you can. If you compare it to the other one, you can
right
tell.
now. Put my
It's easy to tell when you got them side by side. I
don't even have
understand
it
that.
side by side.
I understand that much.
Pull up my screen share, Dustin.
Hold on. Yeah.
Show them have one of those tabs.
Where is
up.
it? Where is it
I
though?
we don't want to see you in backyards
Hold on.
stream there.
I don't see it.
There you go. You can clearly see this is a die cut.
Is that
Oh, if you
gold
look at the
card or is
back,
that
you
silver?
can. Yeah, if you look at
That's
the
the
back,
front
you
of a
can.
card.
That's not the front.
Yes, it is.
Why isn't it gold?
Oh, it's a different version.
That's
but
a
different
different
version.
version, Neo. It's not the same card.
it's black and gold.
That's not
Don't
it.
buy
That's
buy
the
cards
black
from
and
Neo,
gold.
guys. He
Yeah.
lists his gold prisms out of 10. All right, he lists his black. He lists his black and golds.
What the hell?
He lists his black and golds as golds out of 10. Guys, be careful.
Don't go to Roth with that.
You're talking about me doing my research. You pull up a completely different card.
It's the same. It's the same thing. Look here. I found the right one.
He says obviously die cut. Neo put the wrong picture up there. Card guy 20.
Pull
switch.
back up. Pull back up, Dustin.
Oh god.
Hold on. All right. Okay. There it
Clearly a
is.
die cut.
Let me see.
It's tricky. I'll give it to. It's a little tricky.
It is tricky because of the other black in the card. It could
Yeah.
if you're not
If
paying.
it wasn't
enough
on a
attention-
black background.
Wait. Say that again, Ham.
If you're not paying enough attention.
Hold on a second. Didn't you just submit Paul Skeens to get a 7 when you thought you got a 10? Don't tell me about.
Yeah, you missed a
looking
giant
at
crease on
details
the
a
back of your card.
Don't tell me about details on a card.
Man, I need to figure out how to add sound effects to the stream.
Let's see this guy's other. Yeah, he uses the same background on every card that he sells.
Are they all die cuts?
Yeah,
Like
they're
I
all black
said,
background.
I'm not accusing the guy of falsifying a photo. What I'm saying is, to me, it's deceptive. I'm not saying intentionally deceptive.
It's
Maybe
common.
he didn't realize it was a die cut either, since it's so hard to tell.
The metal shelf back here.
Anyway, I got the card. It's
Let's
gold.
talk
It's
some
die cut.
hockey, guys.
See, if you hold it up against my head, you can see clearly that it's a die cut.
I can see it clearly in the listing image. I don't need to see
You should wear it like that.
It's okay. I'm still going to come up on top. It doesn't matter. I'm still going to win on the card. It's just
Chat's against you again on this one. This is
Yeah,
two
Steve
takes in a row. You're taking all the L's today.
that's because the people who watch you guys' channels are a bunch of haters. Where's my guys at? You don't see any people with the paper clips.
you don't have guys because you don't make videos.
That's true. That's why I quit, because they're all haters.
Oh, shit.
Is that the burn unit, Colin?
Who are you calling? Did he just move?
Dustin just taking phone calls.
I know.
I was going to call eBay live and be like, hey, man, I'm trying to appeal.
Is that Hicks Auction House? About your thing you want?
He's on the phone with Backyard right now, signing a deal for sponsorship.
Guys, here it is. The way I look at it, I bought the card for $300. If I sell it for 150 raw just to get out from under because I don't want to die cut, I lose $150. My thought is I'm going to grade it. I'm going to sell it for more than what I bought it for anyway.
Yeah, I
Doesn't
think so too.
Doesn't
Yeah, I
matter. It's just the fact that I thought I was getting the other card. That's not what I got. It is what it is. Made for good discussion though.
Oh yeah. I got a lot of cards to grade, but 60, 55 centering, whatever.
60-55. Ham, will you be buying those 105 cards?
Yeah, I'm trying to get a PSA 11.
That's 115. You be buying them 115.
I want the first PSA 11.
But is it 55-45?
105. I don't know.
That's the real
math is all
question.
over the place.
Was that
How
you
does
signing?
that affect all the
signing
older
you to a new
cards?
sponsorship deal, Dustin? Is that what that priority?
Yeah,
phone
sorry, I
was?
had to take that. That was very important.
That was Grant calling you to line up the new marketing
I
campaign.
was Walgreens something to pick
You
up.
were right there. Yeah, the backyard deal is off.
It's off. It's off the table. Ugh,
I just don't, when you watch that, I'm just like how
Cool
are there
ad,
so
boys.
many morons still, it's like, I don't get it. I just don't get it.
I know, man. Morons be buying die cuts and shit. Anyway, I can joke on myself about it. It is what it is. I was just upset when I opened it out of the mailbox because I was really excited to get the card. And when I saw that it wasn't what I thought that I bought, not that I felt like I was ripped off. It just wasn't, everybody likes to get what they pay for, what they think that they're getting. That's all.
Are you buying 2024 Prism Rolling Stones cards? I'm not.
Are they out yet? I know Ham talked about it, but
No.
it depends on what's in there. Are they going to have like autographs and stuff?
I
Can
don't
you get,
think
like, a
so.
Mick Jagger
I was looking
autograph,
to
or-
see if they had stuff like that. It looks like it's just kind of like a tribute set, to be honest with you.
Yeah, if it's just modern day Prism of the Rolling Stones,
Yeah.
I don't like the Rolling Stones enough. Not that I don't like them.
I don't
I'll
think there's
listen to the
autos
Rolling
or
Stones,
anything
but
either.
I don't listen to them enough to be.
I don't think there's actually like relics or autos. So it's like,
No.
right, unless there was
that's
something
beautiful.
really cool.
Maybe, I don't know. I mean, I'm sure it's more than difficult to come out with like a rock set, but like, it can't.
I
be
wish
that
it was just
hard.
more. It's just the Rolling Stones. Like if it was a '90s grunge set, I would buy it, and it wouldn't have to be Pearl Jam specific. I like them all, right? If it was
I mean, we used to
a
have
Pink
that
Floyd
product,
set, maybe.
What was it, 90s? Were the last time they made those products, or was there any in the early 2000s where it had a cross reference of different musicians? Like that. Why can't
Proset-
you get that done again?
In the late '80s, early '90s, Proset made the rock and roll cards or whatever.
Yeah,
Just like they did football. I
hard
mean,
to
it
do.
was super massively produced stuff, but yeah.
Yeah.
Because that's
So
the
it's fun, though.
Soundgarden card that I have
I mean,
out of
today
there.
all you got to do is limitly print stuff, so some serial numbers on it, some colors, make a couple inserts. You don't even need autographs or actual relics. It'd be great to have, but you don't need them, and people will go buy it.
Basically the Rolling Stones, for it to be one band, right? That
One IP.
it really got to appeal to the Rolling Stones fans as opposed to just rock and roll fans.
Yeah, I know Kiss for a while had their own stuff, which they have a pretty heavy following. But again, nothing crazy in the product. But yeah, that would be nice. Trigger, I don't need a new housekeeper. I need a bigger house.
I have
And
a
did you rip any WWE Chrome?
No, I'm kind of glad I didn't. To be honest, I mean, you obviously did very well, but the price point that I was going to get it at, I didn't feel comfortable. And then the few breaks I thought about getting into, I didn't like. I was hoping that for better imagery, I always like imagery quite a bit in product, and just the way the hits line up, I can go get better product on card stuff from last year than even attempting to chase this stuff. So I would that's where I kind of got stopped at. Like,
Yeah, it felt pretty good at the under $200 price point, but once it got up to
Yeah.
$300,
Did
it's just-
Cavs just get a big win or something?
yeah, Garland hit a buzzer beater.
I see Adam R had that in the chat.
Yeah, it happened about 10 minutes ago.
Grim says something about Disney Genesis. I don't know that set. I remember when what was that Disney Krakow or what? I don't know how to pronounce it. The set
Disney
from
Genesis is
Asia.
a new top set.
yeah, it's just new set. Some of that stuff, the people that are collecting, like, what's the PMGs that just came out with Donald Duck and everybody, or the Warner Brothers one, that's what it is.
The Looney Tunes set.
Yeah, the Looney Tunes set. I mean, people are paying very good money for that stuff.
I think I sold my Yosemite Sam for like $70
Who put
Yeah.
that set out?
per deck.
Oh, was that the stuff you were talking about? No, Neo. What was this product? There was a product I watched one of your videos. You were talking about where the website went wonky or something. It was a Disney product.
That was the Disney Genesis.
That was like one. Was it only like one card in the pack or something?
That was
or-
Disney Genesis. It's like
Okay.
4 cards per box.
Okay.
Yeah.
I couldn't remember the exact name of it.
And again, that was something else I just couldn't get into from what I saw with the art and the cards. I was like, this isn't worth that type of a value. from a collectability for somebody who just wants it, not who is chasing it for some reason.
On release, the boxes were super cheap of that, and they got jacked to hell. Like they were under, I think they were $100 a box.
That's when all the breakers start just having to have something to break that people want, and they need something like that in their thing. Because when I go to look at non-sports breaks on Whatnot or Fanatics and whatnot, and those type places, it's very hard to find it. It's usually during the week. It's when things are slow. Because I was like in the Harry Potter one that came out with because I like the imagery. My wife likes Harry Potter, so I can get some stuff and she'll like it as well. And it's a little bit of fun chase stuff. And she basically looks like Prism Harry Potter, just a nicer quality card. So, and they were cheap. It was like $12 to get in for a break for a letter. So I'm like, okay, and you're breaking a case. So it's like, why wouldn't I want to do that? That's fun.
Jay brings up the Cheers release. I think have we talked about this on live stream or just backstage? I know
that wasn't cheap either.
I think we talked about that when it first
we did. I think two streams ago.
Did we talk about it live or backstage though? I feel like we talked about it in general discussion.
No, it was live.
I know I talked to Ham about it. I think on the phone.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, I'm not as interested. I think it's cool. I mean, I enjoyed that show, but I don't have a big nostalgia for it. It was a little before my time. I watched it, but it wasn't. I mean, it's like MASH. If they released a MASH,
I didn't watch MASH. I watched Cheers a lot. I didn't watch MASH.
Yeah, I watched Cheers. MASH was way when I was way.
That was very dramatic.
I didn't watch MASH.
If they had like an A-Team release, I'd buy that. You know, Mr. T.
That's where I wish Wildcard would get a little bit more nostalgic versus the same repetitive style they're putting out, and then did a mashup where each series has their own design card, and then they do the autos and stuff because they're technically doing it. And I don't know, Neo, did you see the Adam Driver that they did, the one of one where he's literally a Jedi with a lightsaber? I'm like, how is that not an IP infringement? If you go on eBay right now,
I didn't see it. That seems questionable.
It's on eBay right now to one of one Adam Driver out of the Leaf product decade.
Century.
The decade. No, the same stuff that we were breaking at the National. They finally released the real set for the 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s.
So what Star Wars set released today that Mott's is talking about?
Super high-end one. It was like $1,500 a box.
Pass.
To the nuts.
Like what? I mean, what is that? What do you get in like a box? Like, are there like
4 autos and 5 parallels? I think.
Now, are the autos anybody in there? Is it the regular old?
I mean, there's some pretty big chase autos of it. They have cut autos of like Carrie Fisher and Pedro Pascal on card autos. I think Mark Hamill's in there, Harrison Ford's, like everyone that you would expect.
Oh, so everybody's in there.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's
the checklist is pretty big though, and it's not like odds are you're probably going to get smoked. But
and that's Topps.
Yeah.
They still have they've always had it, right? They've always had it.
Yeah, they've had Star Wars for quite a while now.
Yeah, The Office is just an obvious one. So many great characters there.
That's what I mean.
They should just do a straight TV show set, not specifically one show, but if they did like 80s TV shows or 90s TV shows or whatever.
Yeah.
And then you could pick, because if you did strict like Dustin, you mentioned the A-Team, like, but if you were to pull like a hit from the A-Team, I mean, Mr. T would be the only like thing that really you would think would be cool.
Well, like for instance, did y'all ever watch the TV series Chuck when it was on? It's like 6 seasons long.
I know it, but I didn't watch it.
Yeah. So it had massive cameos almost every single show, like elite actors, just musicians, stuff like that. And people have just gotten to the point, since they never made cards of it at all, of doing customs and then getting people to sign them at shows.
Yeah, there's a lot of that stuff. There's cool looking customs, but I don't want to pay big money for a custom.
But it's not big money. $100 for a custom autograph card. It costs more to meet the person to autograph it.
It depends on who it is. Yeah, I mean, some of them, you're right, are $100, but there's some that are, Robert Downey Jr.'s got customs and they're couple $1,000. Like,
I mean, I've seen Robert Downey customs on the marketplace for customs for like $400 or $500.
Yeah, you can get an RDJ custom, like a cut custom.
They do the cuts because they get the books that he signed when he was doing the book thing. They get those cheap on eBay, and then they make a card. They make $100. That's what they're doing.
So what they should do, kind of to your point, Steve, is they should have 80s sets and 90s sets, but just have like different series. 80s series 1, and then maybe you have 3 or 4 TV shows. And then you have series 2, it's another 3 or 4 TV, like do it like that, block it off. Because like there's Cheers fans, but if it was Cheers along with a couple of other shows mixed into one set, I think it would be a lot more popular. But do it like Rittenhouse does with on-card autos and do it up, like do it right.
Yeah.
Like how
And it's not even like you need probably more than 100 autos of a guy, max, and even do 50. But if you put enough stuff in there, at least it feels like it's a fun enough product to go after.
Yeah, Motts talks about Leaf, and I don't want to knock on Leaf because they do have some good products, but there's just something about there's a big difference between Leaf and Rittenhouse when they're doing these products as they're putting them out.
One's a sticker and the other one's on card, so that's a big deal.
I think with I'm sorry, I was just going to give an opinion on the Leaf. I just think the Leaf design on a lot of the stuff that I've seen, it's just too over the top. It's too gaudy. It's okay. We need to throw it's the same concept with sports cards, but sports cards, it's just the way that it is. When you're talking about the pop culture cards that have an autograph on them, but then they have refractor and cracked ice and they're blue and they're red, and you're like, I don't need all this, right?
Well,
I want this card
we're getting so
photo and the auto.
ice, swirly refractor wave logo thingy. It's to the point now that's all they all do, and it's just like, when are you going to give me something new and exciting?
Yeah, but when you take a plain card of
paper.
Yeah, but when you take a plain card of just a sports player and you slap a Photoshop photo or something on it, you have to do something to add to the flavor of it. But when you take a photo of like an actor or something portraying a character in a movie and you throw the autograph on it, right? The autograph makes that card cool. I don't need you to put all kinds of Christmas decorations all over it to make it any neater. At least that's for me, and everybody's opinion is different. Some people might love the design of the pop culture stuff. I just believe that it's a little overdone. It's okay to put a little bit of refractor on something. We all like the shine, right?
I like the standard,
but some of it is really
pops.
Yeah, and it's also just like with sports cards, where they just do so many designs for the sake of being able to serial number stuff low.
Yep.
Well, Neo, the set that I sent you in chat, I think I might have sent to everybody, but it's the Warner Brothers IP made by, what was it, Kakao? How do you say that?
Yeah, Kakao.
Okay, that one right there. But it's got Neo in it from the Matrix. It's got Superman, Batman, Bugs Bunny. It's got all these things. Of course, those fake, stupid autographs they put in them. But it's got like the people playing roles in movies. So they took all the IPs from Disney and they started adding these. And those are the only cards of some of those people that I've ever seen.
Are they licensed?
But it's a Chinese. It's an overseas license, not a U.S. license, so it's different.
So it's licensed, but it's like, okay, I've never seen Keanu Reeves' Neo on a card.
I just bought a CJ Stroud card.
Oh,
just
Lord.
one? Is it die cut?
Nope.
Yeah, was it?
Well. I'm not going to make any guarantees.
We have a rare super chat.
It
Everybody,
should not.
Shout out to
super chat.
Shout out to Slow Loud and Banging Collectibles. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Always lurking.
Yeah, pull an A-team. Yep.
I have a viewer of mine. I'm not going to give the name, but if you're listening to this live stream, or if you do listen to the live stream, you messaged me on eBay today about a card of mine that you saw in a video. That's not even listed on eBay, but somehow you put 2 and 2 together and figured out that. But anyway, I can't respond to that on eBay because that's like against their terms and policies. So it's not even a card I have for sale on eBay. And I know you said that's the only way you could reach me because you don't have any other social media, but I can't negotiate a deal on eBay for a card that I don't even have listed on there and go back and forth and chat with you on that. It's against their terms and policies.
Well, then list it on
which
eBay.
I care about. Some people don't. Some
list the
people
card on
love the
eBay.
die cut, right? But anyway, I don't know.
Just list the card on eBay, Steve.
Yeah, $1,000 buy it now. Unless it's
I
worth
could list the
$10,000.
card
List it way over comps, and then he can message you on that card.
Well, it's a raw card that I am going to submit for grading, but they saw my stack of raw cards because I was going through them in a video, and they asked me if I wanted to sell it outright. And I'm just kind of like, well, I never even really thought about it. It's sleeved up and ready to go to PSA. So it's kind of like, make me an offer. I'm not going to be like, sure, I'll sell it to you for this much. Like if you want the card, like, but you got to find a way to make me an offer, or I'm not taking any offers on stuff on eBay unless it's stuff I have listed on eBay. Which I have sold like 4 or 5 cards this week. I've bought 8 total, 7 for flipping and 1 for PC. You guys saw that last night. That'll be in a video. So
how's the national giveaway stuff going on?
The room's booked. I haven't progressed with any charity stuff yet. I'm trying to get some Daisy stickers made up to see if the people want to participate that way, like they did last year, which was awesome. I'm waiting for my graphic designer to get those stickers done though. And
isn't that Ham?
Yeah,
I got a rough one.
But yeah, and it's, you know, we're about to get into the middle of February, so we're still looking at June when the giveaway will be announced. So I remember it was about springtime last year when I really started pushing the ball on it and contacting sponsors and trying to get stuff made and things like that. And so
see that picture in the back there shoveling?
Oh yeah, I see that.
I made it look like it was part of the reflection in the beam.
But yeah, but right now I've reserved the room because rooms are pretty much unavailable.
I think we're sleeping on the street together.
Anywhere with even a 10-minute walk, it's like.
Did you book your room yet?
No, we're getting an Airbnb.
Oh, you're not staying on site?
We're gonna bunk it like last time.
There's no rooms. There's nothing on site yet. There's nothing even.
We got to win a bagel and we park it outside.
Snooze, you lose.
Well, like there's
we're gonna stay at your place, man.
But okay. So the place I would have loved to have stayed at the same place I stayed at last time, which was just a little bit. It was a little bit of a walk, Ham, but it was an awesome walk. Right? It was a good walk.
13-minute walk.
It was a good walk to have in the morning when we get there.
And stuff. Dustin's, where he stayed when he was there.
Yeah, right across from the West End. That's actually where I got the room for.
Okay, that's where I was gonna go. It's like
the West End
20 a night or something.
And then, but where we stayed two years ago in Chicago, Ham, those rooms like 2.5x in price.
Yeah.
The same room that we got last year was like 2.5 times more expensive this year. Matt H says Lidex will be working on the pass this year. That would be awesome. That would be super duper clutch. So, and everything that
they've always been
Lidex
fantastic.
did for us last year was awesome.
Yeah, just fantastic.
Access to the lounge.
Can't
and
say
things
enough
like
about them.
Yeah. If you could not find Neo, all you had to do was go downstairs to the Lidex lounge and he'd be sitting there by himself.
That lounge was clutch. They killed it.
Hodling and kissing all over his Undertaker Kane card. Oh, Undertaker Kane card.
You're jealous.
I am.
Right here on my desk.
Hey, look, I'm honest.
Look at it.
Yeah,
Look at
that card. That card
sucks.
That's an awesome card. That's
terrible.
I'm gonna hold it here for the next couple minutes.
That autograph looking a little streaky.
That looks good. Undertaker's usually streaky. That one's pretty nice.
Bring that to the National, Neo.
That auto's not for you. $4,000.
Bring that to the National, Neo. We got some dealing to do.
It's payback time.
I'm gonna wait
I'm
gonna ask someone to offer real strong on it and then watch him freak out.
Look, when I'm walking out of the room with that card, I want you to hit the Undertaker's music. Dong.
From the Fanatics Fest, you walk out to it.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to get to Fanatics Fest for at least a day this year if I can.
Pass.
You know what card really increased in price? I might have told you this, Neo. The Anakin Skywalker I bought last year. My first PC card of 2024 was that Anakin Hayden Christensen 2017 Top Stellar. One hasn't sold all year, and another one just sold in January, basically a year to the day that I bought mine. But it sold for $400 more than I bought mine for.
Yeah, they're like $1,000 now.
Yeah, I got mine when it was like $630. I believe it's an odd number. They're like $1,000 now. I'm like, damn. I don't know like Hayden Christensen that much.
Stellar's the most popular Star Wars set, and they don't make it anymore. So
the 2017 set's hot because they're like the first set.
Yeah, I mean, all Stellar
I have around. Yeah, I still have some Sapphire boxes I didn't open.
The 101 Superfractor Luke's never been hit. You can maybe.
I know. I think I have it sitting in the house here.
Send it to
Luke.
It's one of those boxes back there.
I gotta get the boxes scanned first before I open them.
Luka Skywalker Doncic.
on the Lakers. Color match.
Yeah, he needs some force powers.
Well,
Anything.
Lucas Skywalker can't tear an ACL.
Kenny Skywalker, Ken, remember him?
Yeah.
Kenny
will
Skywalker.
backyard be
Kenny
set up?
Walker. Want to dunk contest.
Yes, but I don't think Grant will be there.
Will they have 500 monitors like they did last year? Like
That was
they-
whatnot, not backyard.
Oh, Whatnot did.
Whatnot.
What do you think,
Because-
Dustin? Will backyard
yeah.
be set up at the National?
I
Whatnot's
do.
wanting
I
to
think.
break
I
the
think
film.
that the thing that's weird though is I just don't see how that guy. I don't know. Like I
How did he
understand.
show his face?
Yeah, I mean, like
If he gets off on everybody else, like all the regulars, like us.
I get the hobby forgets and moves on from things, but I just don't know how you can really. I don't know. Like I just don't. I don't
There'll be
see
some.
how-
There'll be some heckling, but you know what? They could also have it to where if you heckle him, security is going to kick you out and things like that. I've seen things like that happen before.
I mean, maybe he
Yeah,
does
but-
go back. He's got his following and whatever. Like they just do their thing, and he's got his haters or whatever. But I don't know. I just don't. I don't see how it works out.
Oh, I did an experiment for a video I forgot to tell you guys about. This just reminded me.
Are you close?
I got a notification from Veriswap that somebody's interested in some of my stuff. But I did an experiment with Veriswap to kind of gauge some stuff. I don't know if I want to talk about it now. I'll talk, or maybe backstage, keep everybody in suspense. And I'll tell you guys about it
I'll leak it.
later. But it's very interesting, though, or at least it kind of changed my mindset of the demographic that possibly uses Veriswap, or maybe how I thought the demographic that does use Veriswap buys, sells, and trades.
It's so exciting. Dustin just walked away.
Well, that's
So,
okay.
His autographed Luka Doncic jersey.
We got Luca and Steph.
Shit.
You got Steph back there. All right. Is there more to the story, Steve? Oh, okay.
Oh, there's a whole lot more to it.
Correct. He auto, yeah.
I
It
didn't.
matters
what
what,
it is
what
worth
week
the
was it?
story.
Pearl?
He teases it like it's going to be this big thing, and he's like, "Oh, we can't talk about
Oh,
it."
it's
till
going to
after the
be
stream."
glorious. It's going to be amazing.
I'm-
Just
as soon
wait.
as this is over, I'm leaving the lobby,
Just
so I don't
wait.
have to hear the
You
story.
just wait and
Yeah.
see.
3 clips deep, baby.
Look at
The
the
second
time.
the stream ends, I'm leaving studio, so I don't have.
Yeah.
I got
I'm just
so
gonna
much
click off.
content on the back burner. People don't even.
Steve's
know.
got all this,
They hit 'em.
all these videos. He's made 5 videos in the last 6 months. He's got all this stuff that he's ready to do. I guess.
Look, man.
I think I've made more videos.
Can't
than
rush
in
perfection.
a year combined.
Can't rush
Just
perfection.
Spill the beans.
I could have did videos if I wanted to do a bunch of news stories this week, but I tuned into you guys for that. And I figured I would just discuss it with you guys on live stream as opposed to putting out a video on it.
What's up, Rich?
What up?
Is SGC giving better grades than PSA? If you've seen the reveal from Midlife Nation, well, I didn't see it, so I don't know.
I don't know what he's
I
talking about.
haven't.
I can believe it. Sure, why not?
And on what?
And guess what? You could crack those out and send them back in the PSA, and they might change again.
Yep.
Grading some.
Or you could send them right back to SGC and it'll change again.
Yeah.
I mean, that was. I mean,
Change
did we ever talk
grades.
about? You know what? I don't know if y'all saw what Mangini said about grading when he was questioning that himself.
Neo dropped a big story on PSA and the grading standards.
Yeah.
He even had official contact to verify it all.
hmm
That was good.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. It is what it is.
I didn't watch that one because that was like we'd already talked about it in the Discord. So it was like, okay, I don't need to watch this.
Okay, so a quick question, and we can name this a chat on those lines. Does this change the way that you look at your cards when you send them into grading now? Because for me, it always had to look pretty much perfectly centered. I never gambled on that 60-40 hardly
Yeah.
deal. So to me, it doesn't really change the way that I evaluate.
Yeah. If I don't feel that
but-
it's really close to 50-50, I'm usually
Yeah.
not going to send it in.
I know they could show some leniency with 60-40 and things like that in the past, which is now Neo scaled back to 45-55, you said?
Yeah.
I
I was
Which is
typing
what?
in chat to comment.
Which is like,
Yeah.
2 millimeters.
I'm just thinking about like because Nat had said that this has been going on basically like nothing's changed. It's been like this for years, but they just updated the language on the website. But
No,
like
because we all know it changed because we
That
noticed it
web-
changed a year
the
ago.
one card I think about in particular
for
is
years.
the Black Finite 1 of 1 that Wimby wasn't that the
But
card?
I
that
have a
was-
question.
PSA
Isn't
10.
that the one that was wiped off by Kirk?
Well,
So
he shouted out Kurt.
How
So-
long has Nat Turner been the head of PSA or Collectors? Universe?
4 years.
4 years.
4 years. So when he says it's been like this for years, he's talking about within the last 4 years.
Yeah, I mean that Wimby 1/1, that centering was really questionable to be a 10.
It actually wasn't. It was the way that it looked in the photo that they posted. The centering wasn't that bad on that card.
Well, given the fact that they're tighter on centering, that it doesn't matter. Like I'm just looking at that.
You know, hold on, and this is true. You know why that card looked worse / better or was mistaken on the centering? Because they took a picture of a black finite on a black
on
background.
a black background. It's a die cut. It was a die
Yeah,
cut.
It was actually a die
could have
cut.
It was
been.
actually a die cut.
But I'm saying that's a fact. And people were even arguing that. They were saying, well, the border of the card looks like it extends, but that's actually just the background that the card was taken on. So the centering is better than it looks. I mean, there was all kinds of different point of views on that. And what I'm saying, it was the black card on the background.
I got 25 cards at PSA, Rich, and it's going to probably look a lot like Jeff's PSA 6 and 7 reveal.
What up, Phoenix?
You know what? I send a lot of cards though that are PC
Push
cards
leaders.
to where like if it gets a 7, then that's fine. I just want it in a case and it's in a PSA case. Like
So if you weren't worried about it grading a 7, PSA would still be the case you choose?
I mean, I've graded with SGC and PSA.
Because I grade PSA for value.
It depends on who his current sponsor
I
is.
grade
Really
it because of
depends.
return on
It's
investment.
on a variety of factors. But,
Yeah,
But I
who
mean,
his
people
current
always talk
sponsor is.
about, you just want to grade because you want a card graded
Yeah,
in a
just want-
case, but then you're concerned with value. Otherwise, you would not go with them.
well, we're all concerned with value on a
Yeah.
lot of these cards. So,
I mean, I feel like it depends on also what the card is because, a lot of the
Yeah.
stuff I grade, it doesn't matter because there's no slab competition. I always use that term slab competition. You don't hear it used a lot, but if there's just cards that aren't being graded by any of the grading companies, doesn't matter what slab
Got to get you a Mag Z Pro, guys.
who's that?
Mag Z. This is
Fernandez
you don't
from
know who that is?
Marlin. Yeah, I
That's
remember.
Jose Fernandez.
He was in the boating accident.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was
Well,
on
where's the
fantasy.
Clayton Kershaw that you had that everybody from the National wanted? And
I
you
still have it.
come off it?
I still have it.
Yeah, of course you do. You don't get rid of shit.
I'm a collector.
Yeah, then why is it on the trade table?
Because if I see something I like more, or somebody's
Uh-huh.
going to give me
Because
top
if somebody
dollar,
will give you your
I won't
damn
do it.
overinflated price,
so I
you'll move
originally
it.
bought that card to sell at a future date because I was always long into buying cards to flip them. Not like a
Ham
hobby.
puts that out on the table and he's like, that's not for trade unless you want to give me
Yeah.
double the value.
Basically, yeah. Well, because everybody wants to grade it.
He even does that to me, guys.
Listen, I bought that card for $200.
Well, then you should be willing to get rid of it for 400 and double your money. Let's go.
Oh no, it's worth like $2,000.
No, Roth card says don't be greedy. You take your wins when you take them.
Talking about people that buy gold finites and shit.
Gold die cuts. Forget the finites.
He won't buy anything.
Gold
that's
die cuts where it's at.
Yeah, when does your memo go to the Roth team to start pumping gold die cuts?
However
probably
fast this
buy
carrier
some.
pigeon can fly.
yeah, I can see that now. We're moving on from Marvel PMGs to gold die cuts.
Well, shoot, when Upper Deck comes out with their PCs,
Put a word in for
It is grim. Grim is like the Wild West in here tonight.
put a
Stray
word
bullets,
in for
stray
Stranger,
bullets
Stranger Things
everywhere.
autos. Put a word in for Stranger Things autos with Roth. I'd appreciate it.
Stranger Thing autos. Okay. It just
Why-
hope the carrier pigeon goes to Roth and doesn't accidentally go to Sports Card Radio.
Fair. Why do you guys think Super Bowl, a team thing, matters more for pricing than individual awards?
Nope.
Oh, what do you guys think? Super Bowl,
Individuals.
which matters
No.
The
for
whole hobby, everything's based off of individuals.
No, it's not. If your team wins, if
If,
Patrick Mahomes,
if the
it's more
Chiefs
Pat-
win a Super Bowl, Mahomes is going to get the credit for it. Kelsey's going to get the credit
Hold
for
on.
it, and Taylor Swift.
say for instance the Chiefs win a Super
And the
Bowl
refs.
and just say something crazy like Isaiah Pacheco gets the MVP. Just say something was
Okay.
off the wall was to happen, or Travis Kelce, or something like that.
Well, that's different.
It'll do more for Mahomes to win the Super Bowl than to have a great game and lose.
100%.
He could have if he can have a mediocre game and win, or a great game and lose. A mediocre game and winning will be more of a positive for his hobby market than having a monster game and losing.
The problem with Super Bowls is the majority of time teams are playing so safe. There's no high scoring anymore. It's everything's micro processed down to what's going to happen, and it just they are not exciting much anymore.
It should be exciting. It's all scripted like a movie for your entertainment.
I know, and I enjoyed my Buccaneers beating Mahomes.
You know that once the Chiefs win, it's already written. Once the Chiefs
Tom
win,
Brady's the only guy that beats Mahomes.
Travis Kelce's winning MVP. He's getting down on one knee on the NFL logo. He's proposing to Taylor Swift. And at the exact same time that that's happening, they're going to look at the camera and say, now we're going to Disney World, both of them. And now NFL and Taylor Swift fans and Disney World and everybody's making all their damn money.
Yep.
Luca. Backyard breaks will be there.
Well, didn't Trump say he's going to the game too? So you got the president there handing them the trophy.
Is that happening?
Yeah, he said he's going.
All right. Well, hey, who's the halftime show?
Enjoy. I don't know. Somebody asked that earlier today, and I don't think anybody could answer it.
Damn.
I had no idea.
It's overrated anyway. I'm just tired of it.
It's who is it? I'm drawing a blank. It's what's his name?
Kendrick Lamar.
Kendrick Lamar. That's it.
Okay.
Yeah, that's not moving the needle.
Grim got it. Too bad that wasn't a trivia
Grim was on top of it.
Is that going to be a question for the national?
We have 2 people entered already from videos. There are 2 contestants, so we got 10 left to do. But we save a handful of them for the live stream that night. But there will be some more people entered throughout the video.
Most exciting live stream of the year.
There was one year, I can't remember, I think it was a couple of years ago, where Steve made the questions too hard.
Not last year, the year before, because last year I learned my lesson.
It was like a 3-hour stream.
I was a viewer.
Oh,
it
wasn't
a co-host.
It was. The questions
that was the one where
rough.
Ziggy was giving away answers in the
My
chat.
feelings were destroyed. Oh, no, that was the first giveaway. The first time I ever did it, the very first
time was rough.
No, that one was a little bit smoother, but except Ziggy gave away the answer to the final, and I had to redo it. He typed it in the chat. And now, 5 years later, that's crazy. This will be the 5th time. The 5th time that somebody's going to the national. Now, the last couple of years, it's everybody's helped. So, courtesy of everybody. The first 3, I was kind of on my own with it. But it's crazy to think now that this is going to be 5, that we have done it that many times combined. Ah, man, it doesn't seem like it. It makes it feel more awesome. It makes it feel like I wish some people that could step in and do more than I can do or that we can do would step in and do.
And I'm really surprised more.
Here we are 5 years down the road, and it still is what it is.
I'm really surprised somebody else hasn't tried to take a little bit more of reins with the bigger power they have in the environment to bring forth more things to give away or even multiple giveaways.
They don't even talk about it on their channel.
Well, it's not even that.
I never even see anybody bring it up. I never even see anybody say, hey, by the way, there's a giveaway going on Flippin' Steve's channel. Like I said, it doesn't matter to me because I'm not doing it for recognition or anything. But if I wasn't doing it and I had viewers that had cross viewership with lots of other people, I'd be like, hey, make sure you get in that national giveaway if you're going to try to get to the national. I would do that as a courtesy for people who watch my content. I would want somebody that watches my videos to win it.
Yeah. Eric's question here. My favorite cards aren't graded. My most valuable cards are graded, but they're not my favorite cards.
What did Trigger Fingers always lurking eat for breakfast on December 3rd? Eggnog and pancakes.
Okay, so
was I close at least?
Here's one of my favorite cards right here. Leroy Selman, game used, jumbo out of 10.
Leroy Jenkins?
It's Leroy Selman.
Anybody know Leroy Jenkins?
They still have the Leroy Selman restaurants down in Tampa?
No, the kids after he died sold it all.
Oh, did
They have Leroy Selman Highway or Leroy Selman Interstate or whatever.
Yeah, we have the Selman Crosstown. Yeah.
There's a good raw PC card for you, Stu.
Yeah, I'm kind of like fading on it a little bit now. It's okay.
I did pick up the John Gruden.
It's kinda hard.
There's only 50 of them, and there's only 49 of them. I know one that's not on the market.
It's numbered to 50.
Yeah.
It's
I
no
thought it was
die
numbered to
cut.
25.
It's no die cut gold, but
Well, it might be when Steve looks at it. Who knows? Maybe
That's
he
okay.
feels
When I
confident.
sell this die cut gold, I will have the money to buy
You'll
the
buy
wrestling
that.
card that I want.
I'll have to go dig through the trash to find those contents.
Look, man, I can't use all my sponsorship money to buy my collectibles. I got to flip up into it, man. Sheesh,
Don't
don't hate
give
on
it-
me.
my favorite would be the Star Jordan 101, Eric. My favorite PC graded. If we're talking or PSA graded, it's getting late.
I have a
Let's
bunch
talk
of
about the
them
Stephen.
here. I have a
Let's
bunch
talk
of
about the
them here.
Stephen King card. We haven't got to talk about
Eric
that.
took
Oh,
something
man.
down here. Yeah.
Brutal. Did
That
he
one
just
hurt.
remove it, Dustin? Because it
Yeah.
didn't say sold. It just said ended.
No, I think he just pulled it.
He probably got second thoughts about selling it.
Rich, baseball is heating up now. People are buying baseball now.
Have you been able to make any
You
offers?
got to
on the other
already
copy?
be in. You got to already be in that. You want Grim? You want to see a Warren Sapp card? Here's one.
I'm sending in that
I've only seen
99,
this card one time, and I bought it.
I'm sending in that 99 gold refractor of SAP in my next submission.
So this, I've only seen this one time since it's been out.
It's a good looking
Good
card.
looking. I like
It's a
that.
really
I like
good looking
the
card. This is from
Yeah.
2019.
That's when the
And-
colors were right.
Yeah, it's just that and it's the old ticket logo. It just looks good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a
Dustin,
cool
Did
card.
you know that Sean Payton has a Contenders on card auto?
I didn't know that. No.
I didn't know that. It's back from 2016 or 14
Yeah.
or something like that. He has cracked ice and everything.
Sean Payton.
Yeah.
I'll have to take a look at that. I don't think I'll pick it up since he left us and just kind of moved on. But that is
You're your Super Bowl coach. You got
Come on, man. You can't buy Derek Carr and tell me you can't buy Sean Payton because he's moved on.
I've already sold all the Derek Carr.
Well, they're gone.
Yeah.
I didn't see that. I missed that video.
Yeah.
There was no video.
I didn't make a
My
F
$3 sale.
F Derek Carr garage sale video. I can't wait for him to be gone at this point. Oh yeah, there we go.
Oh, Hustle Crow says Alonso resigns with the Mets. Like I said, he resigns with the Mets. I was going to be like, did Pete Alonso retire?
That's actually not a bad looking card. I found the Sean Payton.
I figured you'd have been all over that, Dustin. Like, I figured you knew it was, or
Yeah.
at least a bit aware of it. Not that you would have bought one, but that you were aware of it.
If it was cheaper, I mean, it's a
Yeah,
sticker.
it's probably like $300 or something, ain't it?
Yeah, there's one for 200, but yeah,
Is it a sticker?
yeah,
Oh, never mind that. I thought it was on card. My bad.
yeah, it's a sticker.
I can't tell the difference between die cuts. Now I can't tell the difference between on card and
Is
sticker.
it cool?
autos.
Is it cool though? If it's cool, who cares?
I like the card, but is it $200 cool? Like, I don't know. There's just other
No, but
stuff.
is it? They gotta buy it now. Just drop them. Tell them you want it for like 80.
Ham, it's not my first rodeo. I know how to.
Rodeo.
You probably done like 110. I'm gonna get you down to 80.
Man, I just got a
Verify it's
second.
not a die cut.
I just got a second Vera swap.
I can make it a die cut if you send it to
Notification.
me.
Telling you, coming in hot.
Then you'll get accused of trimming.
I don't. You're already accused of it. I make custom cards. I can just take an already card and then customize it. That's
My
all I'm
God.
doing. It's like these. I want to. So I don't know if you've ever seen these out of the Futura for soccer. They only make them to like 12, but it's a solid metal card on the top. And what people usually do is just basically rip this card apart, use that frame, and then make another card. Because a lot of the players they put them, nobody gives two rats ass about, and you get them for $20. But like if you find one with a good player in it, like Ronaldo, then you're looking like $2 or $3 grand.
People keep wanting to trade me hockey cards. Ham,
Yep.
Jack Hughes. I've heard the name, and I knew he was a good prospect
He's a
at
good,
once.
he's a good player, but I wouldn't put him above like an Austin Matthews or Connor McDavid. I would target those guys, or even
Connor McDavid's older.
it's-
Oh, no. I'm sorry. No,
Play
he's not.
for
I
like
thought-
fif-
No. You're right. I thought you said Sidney Crosby. Never mind.
no, even him. I'd rather you get him than Jack Hughes.
Yeah.
He's a Hall of Famer.
The Mario sound. What's that from?
That's
Oh, that's
Ham's
my text messaging.
Brad asked if Veriswap is good. Here's the thing about Veriswap. I used to be like, man, people are so overvalue their cards on Veriswap, but the thing is, you just got to do the same. It's the Veriswap inflation. Now, don't go on Veriswap and think that what somebody is pricing their card at is what it's worth, because everybody has bias on their own card values. So if somebody is pricing theirs,
nice,
20% above comps, then just value yours 20% above comps, and then when you make a trade, it's a wash. The thing is it's a trade. People are always going to try to get the better end, so sometimes it's tough for both people to leave happy. Unless you're just trying to trade something that's hard for you to sell for high liquidity that you don't care about. That's the only thing I've ever got to do out of it, was a trade off more rare items that I didn't no longer want, but were harder for me to move because I had to find a specific buyer because they were low number, no comps. The best thing I've ever been able to do on Veriswap is move those types of cards into cheaper cards that are easy sells. Like, say, for instance, Luka Prism Silver. That's an example that I can actually use. Last year, I traded away some cards I was a hard time moving due to the fact that what I wanted for them is not what somebody wanted to give me for them. I had to find specific buyers. They were more rare, things like that. I moved them into Luka Prisms, which was just like having cash. You know, you throw a Luka Prism on eBay, it's going to sell just like that for market value. So that's what I had to do. Trade down, like, I think I traded down like a $1,200 card for like 6 or so Luka base PSA 10s or 9s. They were cheap, easy cards to sell. And I ended up getting the cash value that I wanted based on that. It's the only thing I've ever really been successful in doing with Veriswap. Traded some other cards into some Jordans. Of course, Jordans is an easy sell. So, but as far as trading for a card that I want to keep, I can never find the kind of cards that I want to keep on Veriswap. And the experiment that I have running right now is really surprising. It's cool, but let's just say I'm getting tons and tons of offers on the stuff that I've listed on there. And it's surprising to me that I am, because I did not think that the cards that I listed on there would draw interest on that platform. I know these cards are popular elsewhere at shows, on eBay and things like that, but on that platform, I feel like a lot of your flippers, younger crowd, ultra modern people flock to that. Now, not all, but I'm going to say a lot of ultra modern.
Yeah, I was going to say it's usually ultra modern in there.
And it's going to be what I'm going to say a younger demographic, people who can't buy and sell and do want to do a lot of trading. They don't have money, so they can't buy, so they want to trade up. You see lots of, I want to trade up. I want to trade up. Everybody wants to trade up. But it's surprising to me the amount of interest the cards that I put on there have garnered, because I didn't think the demographic that uses that platform would be interested in this stuff. And I get 20 notifications a night.
Really?
Huh?
I think people get rid of stuff there. It's not really.
I've gotten like 4 notifications. People are interested in your inventory since we've been sitting here.
Yeah. I just saw Pete Alonso signed with the Mets for 2 years, so that's going to be fun with Soto.
Is that what the Mets re-signed?
Yeah, he re-signed them. So
Soto is on the Mets.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I haven't been following baseball. I don't follow.
So basically they got Lindor, Soto, and Alonso.
Yeah. I don't do anything with baseball cards in the hobby besides vintage. So I don't know anything about modern, what's going on with everybody. I'll wait till the season starts.
Modern's just like football at this point. It's just getting crazy. With baseball, Transcendent, Dynasty, those are really, if I was going to tell you to target something high end, that and then Bowman Chrome First autos. I mean, outside of that, everything else is just trying to collect something neat, fun.
Yeah, I know which cards to go after, because I see it. I see the stuff in population enough. What's moving around, just like, for instance, going to Veriswap, and looking.
Yeah.
You can follow trends and learn a lot of what's hot and what's not in certain markets by using Veriswap. But again, I haven't had a lot of success on their trading.
What Grim just said with Dynasty for NBA and NFL, once they get the licenses, we'll see everything for NBA first, obviously. All that stuff's going to go nuts that comes out for Topps. Like,
is going to go.
The multiplier is going to be ridiculous. It's going to be honestly, the multiplier is going to be higher than Pokemon on that stuff.
Whoa, careful now, easy, Ham.
From a standpoint of sealed product, right out the gate, if you have it already,
yeah, it's going to be popular.
Like if they pre-sold it now, I would buy it, and I don't care who's in it.
All right, boys. I've got to jump off. I got to get up early. It's EST here, and I'm old. So we got to cut it. We're at hour 44 in. Friends, thank you very much for joining. We had almost 200 people in the chat. Thank you very much. And we will see you in 2 weeks for the next episode of Days of Our Lives.
Yeah, you got to do the Chuck Lorre.
I might be in New York City.
All right.
That's
Well,
right.
maybe not in 2 weeks. We'll see.
New York City.
All right. See you guys.
All right,
Yeah.
guys. See you.